Behind the old, gray house at the end of the street stood a heavy wooden gate. It was tucked away behind tall shadows and thick ivy. Marglo had lived nearby her whole life, but she had never noticed it before. She reached out, pushed the gate, and it opened with a long, slow creak. Inside, the garden was sleeping. It was a very dry, very dusty place. The ground was cracked like a giant puzzle, and the leaves on the bushes were brown and curled up tight. It looked like a place where nothing had grown for 100 years. Marglo decided the garden was just thirsty. She found an old red bucket and filled it with cool, clear water. "Don't worry," she whispered to the quiet earth. "I am here now." She poured the water slowly, watching the ground soak it up until the dust turned into rich, dark mud. Every morning, Marglo returned. She worked hard, pulling up prickly weeds that didn't belong. Her hands got messy, and her knees got stained with dirt, but she didn't mind one bit. She hummed a little song as she cleared a space for something new to grow. High up on the stone wall, a small blue bird named Pip watched her work. Pip liked to sing along with Marglo's humming. They spent many quiet afternoons together, waiting for the garden to wake up. Even when the sun was hot and the work was slow, they stayed patient. Then, one Tuesday morning, it happened. A tiny, bright green speck poked its head through the soil. It was the smallest sprout Marglo had ever seen. She clapped her hands and did a little dance. "Look, Pip," she cried. "The garden is waking up." Her neighbor, an older man named Silas, leaned over the wooden fence. He had been watching Marglo work for weeks. "That is a lot of hard work for just one little leaf," Silas said with a kind smile. Marglo smiled back and said, "Just you wait, Silas. It's going to be beautiful." Marglo kept watering and weeding. She didn't stop, even when her arms were tired. Soon, the garden wasn't brown anymore. It exploded into a sea of pink, yellow, and deep purple. Tall sunflowers reached for the clouds, and daisies danced in the breeze. The sweet smell of roses floated over the fence and down the street. Silas and another neighbor, Celine, came to see what had changed. They walked along the stone path, touching the soft petals and listening to the bees buzz. They couldn't believe this was the same dry, forgotten place. The forgotten garden was now the most favorite spot in the neighborhood. Marglo sat on a bench with Silas, enjoying the shade. She knew that even the driest garden just needs a little bit of water, a lot of work, and a whole heart full of patience to bloom again.